Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning, hello, and welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is doing all right. You know, it's hard for me to say I hope everyone's doing well and having a good time because today is the anniversary of September 11th, the actual 20th anniversary of September 11th. So it's pretty significant, and a lot of people are remembering what happened 20 years ago in a very solemn or sad way. So it's actually quite difficult for me to start a stream and be like, hey, everybody, hey, exciting, happy. Not really. But it is what it is. Today is September 11th, 2021, and I welcome you all here to the stream. Today will definitely be a full double stream day of gaming goodness. We've got a good variety of stuff lined up for today, which we'll talk about in a moment. I very much enjoy being a variety streamer, but talk about two completely different genres of games that I'll be playing today. Not even close, right? And my goal today is to entertain you, to make you feel chill, and to take your mind off all the messed up stuff in the world, That's the best I feel I can do as a content creator, a day that I make you kind of unplug from everything else going on out there that's sad or negative and allow you to just have a laugh or have a little bit of fun entertainment with me. That's what it's about. That's what I do this for. Okay? So, welcome to the stream, my friends. I guess, the best way to start is to talk about 9/11 and basically say, we got to remember. We got to remember what happened 20 years ago. First of all, we got to make sure it never happens again, at least if it's within our power. But we basically have to look back and look at all the stuff that's happened in the last 20 years on this planet, right? And all the ways that the world has changed since then. Many different ways that I've talked about over the years. People ask me about, how did stuff change, after 9/11 happened? Like, a lot of ways, man. A lot of ways. Just the whole worldview mentality, Before 9/11, I never remember anyone thinking about, Islam as something like scary or negative. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like overnight, that was it. This negative viewpoint of an entire group of people on this planet as a result of the actions of a group of people who did something incredibly heinous. Travel completely changed from top to bottom. Before 9/11, going to the airport and going on a flight was a completely and utterly different situation than it is today. It changed almost immediately after. And not only security screenings, but like just the way that the airports and flights operate now. Because before 9/11, flying was a booming industry, a ginormously booming industry, where it was like everyone wanted to fly. It was the big thing to do. It was ultra popular. And then it just tanked after 9/11. No one wanted to do that stuff because they were so afraid. And the security changing from literally almost nothing, walking through a quick metal detector and getting right on a plane to now, so many screenings, airlines cutting back dramatically on flights and having to consolidate flights, constantly getting bumped from flights. Flights don't even offer half the stuff anymore that they used to have. Like, I remember in the 90s going on vacation with my parents and getting a full meal on a plane, even though we were flying from like Connecticut to Florida. You get offered an actual meal. Oh, what do you want for dinner? Do you want this or this or this? And airlines have completely changed all of that. Like, everything is different now. A completely different experience, since 9/11. But not only that, but just this worldwide feeling of like paranoia, distrust, right? That's happened ever since 9/11 happened. I really feel like America was a different place to live before 9/11 than it was after. And we never really shaken that feeling of kind of distrust, of anything. I'm not even just talking, distrust of the people who committed 9/11, but distrust of the government, distrust of everything. This feeling of, you can't really count on anything or trust anyone for anything because at a moment's notice, something crazy can happen, So, a lot changed since then. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about it all day because, any channel you turn on today, Anything you turn on the internet is going to be talking about it. The memorial in New York and former presidents meeting there and speaking, and people speaking out about the loved ones that they've lost during the horrendous attacks. And, you know, it's not for me to speak on. I'm just a content creator who plays video games. You know, I'm certainly not a figurehead or a person to be speaking to this at all. So I know my place. My place is to try to entertain you guys and have a good time, right? So that's what I'm going to do today, all right? And, you know, I feel for anyone who lost anyone in those attacks. I'm sorry for your loss. And what's funny is I have not actually been to that part of New York City since it happened. I'm thinking, like, before, I had actually visited the Twin Towers at one point in the 90s with my family. We had gone there for, we'd gone to New York City multiple times in the 90s to do stuff, various stuff. We went to the Empire State Building. We went to the Statue of Liberty. We went to Broadway. We saw multiple Broadway shows, musicals, including, let's see, what did we see? We saw Phantom of the Opera. We saw A Christmas Carol musical, and also the Lion King musical when it came out in the late 90s. It was very popular. We saw that. And things like that. We ate multiple places. I remember eating at Planet Hollywood in Times Square when it used to be there, which of course it's been gone for a very long time. And I remember going to the Twin Towers and just going through as a tourist. You know, didn't have any business there, but, you know, they had tourism and stuff like that. And since then, I've never been back to that part of New York City. Even the multiple times that I went to New York City after 9/11, it was mostly just to go to, like, play Street Fighter in Chinatown and stuff like that. So I've never seen the memorials. I've never been able to go to, like, the museum that they've got there and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll ever be back either. You know. But anyway, you know, Mythical, by the way, I'm tired of your crap. I really am. Like, you're just sitting here being completely negative, and no one wants to hear you fucking bitch all day. So if you're going to be like this, just leave now before I have to take care of it myself. I don't want to have to ban you, but you're being a complete dickhead, and no one wants to hear your shit. Seriously. So, fuck off. No one... Look, actually, people are actually talking shit to you about it before I even mentioned it. Like, what are you here for? Here I am. I'm just trying to do a little something because it is the anniversary of something that happened in this country, and you got to be a dick, right? So, shut up. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. So, anyway, my friends, let's talk about what we're doing today. What am I doing to try to take our minds off of this, you know, the sad stuff going on? All right. Let's talk. First of all, it's the continuation of Life is Strange, True Colors. Game that is, I guess you could say it's the third installment in Life is Strange, although technically it's the fourth because there was a prequel game, right? And I was nervous about the game. I didn't know what to expect because Life is Strange 2 started strong and actually ended up being terrible in my opinion. But so far, 3 hours in, I'm actually really liking Life is Strange True Colors. Nothing seems too heavy-handed so far. Although, obviously, some of the writing is still cringy and the characters are certain archetypes and stereotypes, right? They always seem to do this in the Life is Strange games. It's been entertaining so far. In particular, seeing a brother and sister completely dance and rock out to a silent song that we couldn't hear because of DMCA. And then on top of that, seeing the main character of the game completely go Hulk mode, lose control, and beat the living shit out of a guy who was beating up her brother was quite entertaining, I must admit. It was quite satisfying. So far, I'm having fun with the game. So I'm looking forward to more today. Now, the hilarious part about this is, some reviewers have said the game is 6 hours long, okay? So far, we're 3 hours in, and we're still in episode 1. Apparently, the game has multiple episodes. So, explain to me how the game is 3 hours long if you're actually playing it at a pace where you're actually exploring, you're looking at everything in the environments, right? You're actually taking your time to enjoy it rather than racing through it like a fucking jackass. Because, if anything, alright, I think what's happened in the past few years is what's come to light is that these reviewers who review games and slam them like this do not actually play them. They rush through them to get a release day review out. In fact, they're barely given time to enjoy any games. They'll be handed a review code and be like, hey, you got 2 days to play this game and get the review out. Can you do it? What? Yeah. So, gee, I wonder why people say Life is Strange True Colors is 6 hours long when, you know, they're not actually playing the game. They're just turboing through it to get a review out. You know, you're a jackass. I mean, you're complete bullshit, and people shouldn't trust that shit. Okay? So, I'm 3 hours in. I'm still in the first episode. I'm having a good time with it. All right? I hope the game is long. What I'm hoping is that it's about 10 to 12 hours long. At the pace I'm playing it, that would be pretty awesome. It would be like 4 streams. It would feel like 4 really long episodes, right? So it should be pretty good stuff so far. Now, right now, we're getting into more serious business. For those who don't know, the plot is thus. The main character, Alex, is moving to a small town named Haven, where her brother, Gabe, lives, and she's going to move in with him. She just got released from some kind of a treatment program. We're not exactly sure what, but her whole life she's been through foster care, and kind of messed up because of it. And now she's got these powers where she can see people's emotions, and those emotions, when they're too strong, actually take her over, and she can't control her actions. So maybe this program she was in was because they thought she had like some kind of mental illness where she just lashes out at people for no reason, when in reality, according to the game, it's because she's overcome with emotion when people around her become overcome with emotion. You see? So anyway, she's moving into this small town. She's meeting all the locals. She already got a job, which is weird. The quickest interview process ever. She walks into a bar. Hey, you want a job? Oh, sure. You're a server. Now go get some. Go take people's orders. So that's interesting. But the plot going on right now is there is a blasting company that is doing blasting in the mines near the town for uranium. And they're harvesting this uranium that's apparently very profitable, and it's going to bring a lot of money to the town, so they're okay with it. But there's a kid who is the son of the girlfriend of Gabe, the brother. I mean, not the son of the girlfriend of the brother. A little confusing. But anyway, he's a younger kid. He's probably like maybe either early teens or maybe even a little younger than that. And seems to be a nice kid, except seems to do whatever he wants, doesn't really listen to reason. He runs and hides in these mines, apparently, without anyone knowing what he's doing. He spilled the beans to Alex about this, and Alex didn't tell her brother because she didn't think it was significant until she found out, oh, they're doing blasting in those mines tonight. And the kid's been missing all day, and no one knows where he is, so they just assume, shit, he might be in those mines, we gotta go find him. So, today, that's where we're starting, actually. Alex and her brother, as well as their friend, I forgot the guy's name. The guy who looks supposed to be like, Dirk Daring, the Prince Charming hunky dude. Obviously supposed to be the attractive male of the game. He's with them, and they're going to search for the kid and try to find him before the blasting starts. There's supposed to be like a loud siren that goes off when the blasting is going to begin, which is probably going to scare the living crap out of them, and they're like, oh shit. So, we'll see what happens today. Should be interesting. We start trying to find this kid around the mines and go from there. Hopefully there's not a depressing twist in episode 1, and hopefully the kid survives, because if he dies, it's going to be pretty sad. And I don't think there's going to be any more dancing and singing if, a small child passes away in the first episode of the game. So hopefully we could rescue him. Okay? Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. Well, this is not DuckTales, but what would we call this? Hipsters, woohoo! Oh man. All right. So anyway, that is the plot of Life is Strange: True Colors so far, and I'm looking forward to jumping into more in just a little bit here. Later tonight on the late stream, we're continuing on with my gameplay of Hades. Now, for those who've been tuning in, the past couple of streams have been quite good because the last 2 times I played the game, I actually beat it, meaning I got all the way through the dungeon, got to Hades, and completed the fight twice. And each time you get a little bit more plot, a little bit more development, and it's cool. I think you have to do it 10 times, and then you get the true ending of the game. So I'm going to keep going because every time I play, I seem to be doing pretty good. The builds that I've been using are also quite interesting. First, I did this lightning bow build, and then last time I did a cold chilling bow build, and both were exceptionally good. So I wonder what the hell we'll do tonight. I don't even know. I'm thinking, do I want to stick with the bow, or do I maybe want to use a different weapon and unlock the new properties of the weapon? I believe I have Titan Blood. I think I earned the Titan Blood, which is the items you use to upgrade weapons. So I think I may be able to use an upgraded version of another weapon tonight if I want to. Try something different. I don't know. We'll see. It's the fun thing about this. Every time we play, you can do it completely differently. It's like you're playing a different game. So I'm excited for that tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. If you've been enjoying the Hades stuff, I hope you'll come back. Or if maybe you want to see me take another take at it, come on back, all right? And by the way, it'd be nice if people talked in the stream chat. There we go. Neon Zombie says use Pact of Punishment. I am. We did that last time, and what I did is I increased trap damage by like 400% or something crazy like that. So we'll see what we do tonight. I don't know what we'll do tonight. May do something completely different with that. Okay. So that's tonight. Now tomorrow, we're mixing things up. Rather than doing the same thing constantly back to back to back, we're going to do some variety. So tomorrow we're going to go back to Psychonauts 2 Endgame. What I mean by that is we are in the finale sequence of the game, but it's quite lengthy. From what I understand, there's still a bunch of open world stuff to explore and find. And then we've got at least another 1 to 2 dungeons to go through. I say dungeons, but they're really more like instances. They're mines you go into that have a set amount of collectibles and challenges and things to do, usually with a boss at the end. So apparently there's a couple of those left, and then there's the finale of the game. From what I'm going to understand, I likely will not beat the game tomorrow, but I'll probably need one more session to beat it. Okay? So I hope you'll join me. I'm a little disappointed because people basically did not give this game a chance at all. Even the day when I started playing it, I noticed people didn't really show up, and I'm shocked because I thought this game was going to be exciting and people were going to be, hyped for it, and no, it was the opposite. This game is like dead on arrival. Most people are not talking about, most people are not talking about it at all, and it's sad because I actually feel it's one of the best games of this year, and I wish that more people would check it out. Okay? Alright, well, hopefully you'll join me tomorrow for the end game of that, okay? Tomorrow night is my weekly session of Microsoft Flight Simulator, where we fly all around the world and we take in the sights and enjoy beautiful visuals, basically aerial tourism, right? Tomorrow we're going to be starting in, of all places, Tijuana, Mexico, which I don't know much about at all, besides it's not a very safe place. We'll be flying over that, and then, we'll go from there. We'll see what else happens during the course of the day, okay? I'm sure you guys will come up with some good ideas of places for us to fly over. I believe the game actually had an update. From what people were saying, it had an update that actually added some new curated places. Like, I guess they updated, like, Germany and other countries. So maybe we'll do some of that stuff. That would be fun. Anto Camaro, I did see your comment about Hades. I read it. Thank you. We'll talk about that tonight, I guess, because I don't know what that is then. Something different. He says, Pact of Punishment is not what I thought it was. Okay. Okay, on Monday, we will swing back to Life is Strange, True Colors for our third session. Now, if it really is super short, then maybe we'll beat it on Monday, or maybe not. Maybe because I play it at my own pace and we take our time and have a good time with it, it'll be a longer playthrough. We'll find out, okay? And then Monday night, we're going to try to finish up Psychonauts 2. Alright, so I'm going to play it tomorrow mainstream, and then Monday the late stream and see if we can beat it. Then on Monday, excuse me, stupid. On Tuesday, it's a new game premiere, Deathloop. Essentially, Deathloop is exactly what I thought it is. It takes the gameplay of Dishonored, and it puts it into a situation where it's kind of like a roguelike. You go in with the objective of trying to kill certain targets, but those targets are defended by traps and other defenses, locked doors, etc., and also a bunch of troops. You have to figure out how do you get in and kill these guys and get out in one piece. If you fail, well, it resets back to a certain point, and then you got to try to start over, progressing from what you learned their first attempt, you see? Apparently, after a certain amount of fails, it resets, you got to kind of start over. And also, there's an element where people can jump into the game from the internet and actually try to kill you, like they hunt you and kill you. Now, I don't know how that mechanic works, and I also don't know if it's abusable or not, but it's kind of interesting. You can actually I believe you can turn that mechanic off, but then there's certain story points where there's an AI-controlled person hunting you. So I guess we'll see how it goes. It seems like a interesting spin on the genre, but I don't know if it's going to actually pan out the way that they'd hoped. And what I mean by that is, sounds good on paper, but will it actually get stale? Will it get frustrating? Will it be like, if you keep dying, are you going to not learn enough to progress and actually, take out that target the next attempt? Or, the way I see it, this kind of sounds to me like Hitman, right? It sounds like it's Hitman with first-person perspective and the powers of, like, Dishonored, kind of, right? So, I guess we'll see. From what I'm going to understand, it is not stealthy. Like, you can use stealth, but it's not meant to be a pure stealth game. There's situations where you absolutely have to engage in outright combat in order to take these targets out, which then obviously is a lot different than in Hitman, where your goal in Hitman is to stay in cover almost 100% of the time. So I guess we'll see how it's a little different and go from there starting on Tuesday. Okay? Tuesday night, likely we'll do more Hades, but I'm kind of leaving it open. We don't have to do more Hades on Tuesday night. And then likely on Wednesday, we're going to be doing more Deathloop. And again, Wednesday night is kind of open. I don't know if it'll be Hades or it'll be something else. Maybe we'll actually have like a random night where we have extra time and we'll just do something off of Game Pass, like maybe try out Grounded for a couple hours one night or something like that. Okay? Then on Thursday, which is my final streaming day of the week coming up, something special, guys. I'm going to be playing the Call of Duty Vanguard beta on the Xbox Series X. And I want to give a shout out to the fan who gave me a code to be able to do this, because the way that this beta is working is kind of weird. If you had an early access beta code, you play the beta of Vanguard right now. Like the beta started now, and I think it's all this weekend, or something like that. I could be wrong. It could be the 13th and 14th. But basically, it's like early access on the PS5. Then on the 16th, which is this Thursday, people who have early access on the Xbox Series S and X, as well as open beta on the PS5 starts. And this beta is a cross-platform beta, meaning when you play it, you'll be playing not only on your own native console, but on other consoles as well. People will be able to play across consoles. Then there's an open beta that's actually going to happen over the course of the coming weekend, okay? So because I got this early access code, I was able to snag access to the Xbox Series X version. They're supposed to send me the actual download code for it later this week. Why the Xbox Series X version? I'll tell you why. Because if I'm going to play first-person shooters moving forward, I feel like I should play them on the Series X, because the Series X has surround sound. And you guys have no idea how much it helps to have surround sound when you're playing a competitive shooter. You want to hear what direction someone is coming from. I couldn't tell you how many times playing Black Ops Cold War that I heard someone coming and I didn't know if they were coming from the front or the back, and I got killed because of it. So actually having surround sound is a ginormous asset. Okay? So, I'll be trying this out on Thursday's main gameplay stream. 3 hours of Call of Duty Vanguard. This stream very well could determine if I play this game or not. Alright? Because, in truth, I'll be honest with all of you, I don't know if I'm playing it this year. And this is a rarity for me, because usually I play Call of Duty every single year. If you go back over my history as a content creator, alright? If you go back to my history as a content creator, 13 years, every single year I have played the new Call of Duty game. Starting all the way back, I believe the first one that I played was Modern Warfare 2. And then every year since, I always play the new Call of Duty, and I play the campaign, and I do the multiplayer, and I cover it. This might be the first year that I don't. And there's multiple reasons for that. The first reason is because, let's be honest here, they're not really innovating anymore. It really is literally the same thing every year, and this year, they're completely reusing the engine from Modern Warfare from 2 years ago, and I fucking hated Modern Warfare. Okay, so I can't imagine me liking Vanguard if it plays like Modern Warfare. I think I'm going to be frustrated and not like it. That's number one. Number two, the game has monstrous competition this year, with both Battlefield 2042 coming out right before and Halo Infinite coming out right after. You got two other style competitive shooters. The game usually never has that kind of competition, so already this game is going to have some issues. Instead of just being the dominant force in that genre, it might have an issue this year, okay? And then on top of all of that, there's all the shit going on with Activision right now, right? All the stuff going on, the abuse of the employees, the terrible work environment, the fact the company's being sued for so many mistreatment of so many employees. How can you support that, right? So, for me, I'm totally on the fence about this game. I don't know if I'm playing it or not. What I do on Thursday with this beta may very well determine if I buy the game. And the way I'm approaching it is, yes, I'm going to do this beta on Thursday. Then Friday is my day off, okay? If I like the beta, I may do the open beta, which is going to be going on over the weekend. In fact, I might even try out the PlayStation 5 beta and compare that with the Series X version of the game. Because it's open over the weekend. Everyone can play it on both consoles. Okay? But I'm not committing to that. If I don't like it on Thursday, then I'm probably never going to want to play it ever again. So we'll see what happens. Alright? The thing is, I might want to do the beta a couple times, only because I might not want to commit to buying it until I've played enough that I feel like, okay, this is going to be worth it or not. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm actually very happy where I get to play the beta and make a judgment for myself early rather than not knowing if it's good, buying it, and being disappointed. Okay? So we'll see what happens on Thursday. And then Thursday night, and this is a big change, guys, Thursday night is going to be my weekly session of Street Fighter, which normally I do not do Street Fighter on a Thursday. You might be saying to yourself, well, why are you doing Street Fighter on Thursday? That's weird. Well, it's because I'm not here on Friday, okay? This week is a weird streaming week, admittedly. I'm here 7 straight days. I've already streamed yesterday, so now I'm here for 6 straight days. And it's weird. Hi, Jasper. It's weird because... Oh, he jumped in. Oh, he jumped in all excited. Oh, you silly guy. Oh, and he was meowing. Oh, you're so happy because I opened the door. He thought he was going to be out of the office today. But my wife just left for work. So he's happy now because he's like, oh, I could come in? Yes, you could come in. Of course you could come in as long as you behave, buddy. Did you hear him? He meowed. Of course you could be in here with me, buddy. You just got to behave. No chewing of wires, okay? I know you're going to be silly boy and you're going to jump in front of the TV like you always do. I know you're going to do that. I'm not fooling myself. I know you're going to, all right? Oh, my goodness. All right, anyway, guys. So, yes, I'm here streaming all the way through Thursday, and Friday is my day off this week because that's actually the day my wife has off from work. It's our first opportunity to have a day off together. All right? So, I know the schedule's kind of weird this week, but make the best of it. Stream it. You know, the good news is it's a good opportunity to make great progress in all the games I'm playing. Probably beat Psychonauts 2. We'll likely beat Life is Strange. And we'll probably get a good tear into Deathloop as well. You know, so that's all good stuff right there. Why are you licking my toe? It's disgusting. It's licking my bare toe. It's really nasty. Okay. So good stuff, my friends. I'm just trying to think, are there any other odds and ends I want to talk about schedule-wise? Probably not. Remember, later on this month, we got a lot of new stuff coming out. There's some stuff coming out here and there that people are asking me if I'm interested in. Like, for example, I guess there's some ninja stealth game coming out on Game Pass. And on top of that, apparently Annapurna Interactive, the same guys who just made Last Stop in 12 Minutes, just made another narrative-based game that people are saying might be really good. And it just came out on Game Pass, too. I didn't even know that was coming out. So if we have some downtime between when the next slew of new releases come out, because that's around, I believe it's around the 24th, we've got Kena Bridge of Spirits and Lost Judgment coming out in the same day. So if we end up having like a week or a few days open with not much going on, I could easily check out one or both of those games and see what they're all about. That's the good thing about Game Pass. I'm not committing to playing a full playthrough of anything under Game Pass. Look at this. I'm not committing to playing a full playthrough of anything under Game Pass. I can just give the game a try, and if I like it, great. And if not, I don't have to play it again. That's the cool thing about Game Pass that I feel is changing how we play and experience games. There's no commitment. There's no investment. It's just, hey, you already got the subscription, so check out the game, right? So I think that's pretty cool. We'll see what happens in about a week's time, you know, once I start finishing up all these games that I'm playing right now. And we'll go from there. Okay? Very good. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention to the bottom of the stream, you will see a leaderboard. And on that leaderboard, you will see it says we're currently at 270 members out of 285. Sadly, overnight, we lost 5 members. 5 people did not renew their memberships. I guess that means that I'm a terrible person doing terrible content. Everyone hates me. And I lost 5 members because obviously what I'm doing is subpar. Of course. Likely what happened is people didn't put it on auto-renew, didn't realize that it was expiring, or maybe they're just not around right now because they're not too interested in Life is Strange, right? And what I feel will happen is once we really start jumping into the meat of the good new releases of this season, I would think that it would start with Kena Bridge of Spirits and Lost Judgment. It's probably going to be the start of the weekly, you know, big new releases coming out and people really getting excited for them. Then we're going to see, I would almost expect constant growth starting then, okay? But we have stagnated a bit today. You know, we're losing, oh, sorry, stretching. Oh, excuse me. Losing 5 memberships overnight kind of sucks, not going to lie, especially because we were having a big push towards hitting the goal of 285 for the month. Every day we were seeing good progress. We were seeing a few more every single day. And it was to the point where it felt like we were going to hit the goal. And I was like, "Duh, it'd be excellent." Then we hit the Halloween goal, and now people will be able to pick the outfit and everything, and we'll be good to go. But it seems like now we've stagnated a little bit. So what I would say is, if you were holding off to become a member, for whatever reason, or maybe you're one of the 5 people who didn't realize that your membership was expiring because you didn't have it on auto renew, give it a look and, please consider becoming a member today. Remember, that there is going to be a lot of benefits you get for being a member. And remember to be a member. So what are the benefits? Well, number 1, you get a highlighted name in chat. Number 2, you get a chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing supporter. All right. Number 3, you don't have to abide by the slow mode rules of the chat. You can talk as much as you like without restriction. And number 4, you get all my emotes. Right now, there's 20 of those darn things, and there's going to be more when we hit 300 members. Every 50 members now, we unlock a new emote. Okay? So, please consider becoming a member if you're not. It's cheap. It's only $3.99. Okay? Now, since we're talking about memberships, there's actually 2 things I'd like to mention. This month in particular, being a member gives you extra rewards. Because as of this weekend, at some point, I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to find a night when I'm going to have free time to do it. Probably not tonight, because tonight I got to shower and maybe shave. So I'm trying to think that's extra time I'm not going to have. Maybe tomorrow or Monday. But anyway, over the weekend, I'm going to set up a poll where members only are going to start nominating games for the upcoming Halloween marathon that's already a lock. It's already happening, okay? And members are going to exclusively be able to nominate and vote on a game that will guaranteed be in that event. And this is different from the open nominations, because open nominations, anyone can nominate. We'll probably have, 50 to 100 nominations in the open nominations. But for members only, right, this is a much smaller group to start submitting stuff. And to guarantee that the members are going to get a game in the marathon is a pretty big advantage, okay? So please consider becoming a member. Right now, you will get a big bonus for becoming a member by having that added power this coming month. In particular, like I said, the next day or 2 is when that ability is going to go live, and I'll let you know, okay, when that does go live. So there you go. All right, guys, so please consider becoming a member. I hope we will hit the 285. The highest we've ever had is 275 now, and I was having a lot of fun every day saying, oh, we hit a new record, So it'd be great to get back there, okay? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I'm an independent content creator, and what that means is very simple. I do not have any partnerships or sponsorships with anyone, all right? I'm a man of my own, doing my own thing, and I have been the same kind of person for 13 years. Gaming is my hobby as well as my job. I'm a lifelong gamer. I love gaming, and I love sharing my daily gameplay experiences with all of you and being able to be completely honest and transparent with my feelings, because I don't have to worry about, oh no, I've offended a sponsor. Oh no, I was supposed to kiss this game's butt and I didn't. I don't have to do that shit. I can be honest with you guys and up front, and you guys love that. That's why I'm still here after 13 years, because you guys like what I do and you support those efforts, all right? So that is my income, your crowdfunding support, okay? So I hope you guys understand that. And if you like this content and you want to see this style of content, which is very different from what most other people are doing, because everyone else who does this for a living usually has sponsors, partnerships, and they got to kiss butt, and they got to watch what they say, and I don't have to do that, okay? So if you like this, please consider contributing in one of the following crowdfunding methods. We've already mentioned memberships. I don't have to go into detail about that again. There's also Super Chats and Super Stickers. These are ways where you can contribute directly through YouTube itself. And if you use those methods, you'll get a highlighted message in the stream chat as a way of saying thanks. Okay? If you do a membership or Super Chat or Super Sticker, those are things that all help the channel in the long term. Short-term help is directly through tips. When you tip me, those are funds that I get immediately that I can put towards something important. For example, the cost of games. I got Deathloop coming up on Tuesday. The cost of maintaining this business. I have to pay my internet bill in the next few days. All right? It's pretty expensive having the business class internet. Let me tell you, it's hundreds of dollars. Doing things that are normal, like grocery shopping and stuff like that. Being able to go out and have a nice dinner with my wife once a week. All right? Stuff like that. That's what tips pay for. All right? So, when you tip me, that's very important to my business because it's direct funding that I get right away that I can put towards important stuff. And I appreciate everyone who contributes in that method because that is the preferred method of contribution, because not only do I get those funds right away, but also I lose less of those. And what I mean by that is you know, when you contribute in various ways, you know, every business takes a cut. Well, I basically get more of tips than anything else, you see? So please consider tipping. If you look at the description of the stream, there's a link you can click on to tip, or you can just type exclamation point tip into the stream chat. Either way is great. Since tips are so important, I have reward goals that are set to levels of tips that I reach on each stream. For example, if I raise $50 in tips, I'll put on a pair of Gunner glasses. If I raise $100 in tips, you guys get to pick a hat for me to wear on today's stream. Now, the only hat that's not eligible is the military style. I wore that last night during the Street Fighter stream. So that means today the digital style, the camo style, the cowboy hat, and the fake hair dyed platinum tips hat. Those are all eligible today as hats that I can wear if we raise the $100 in tips. Okay? And then, if we hit the full tips goal of $150, you guys get to pick a vest for me to wear. All of your favorite vests are eligible, including the red, the platinum, the denim, and the gold. Okay? So, please consider contributing if you like the content and you want to support it and see it continue. I do my best to give a shout out for every single contribution that comes in because I am grateful that you guys support me and allow me to do what I love. And therefore, since I'm grateful, I shout you all out, right? Every single contribution, as long as it's in line, of course, with the rules of the stream. You're not trying to be negative or nasty or anything like that. You know, I'm grateful for everything, and thank you for that. I'll give you a shout out during the stream, okay? Fair enough? Sound good? I hope so. All right, so, I think I've covered everything. I think we could get to some shout outs. All right, our first shout out of the day actually comes in from Krispy Kreme Knight, who did the first tip of the day, which was $4.20. So let's get that up on the leaderboard. Oh, by the way, I forgot that there's one news story I wanted to talk about. I forgot. All right, let me do this shout out. Then we talk about this news story quick, and then we'll go back to shout outs. My bad, because I forgot totally. I skipped the segment. Oops. So Krispy Kreme Knight says the following. Hold on, I lost track. Oh, here we go. Hey, Phil, I was looking into setting up a membership. I noticed that you have different tiers, but the rewards are the same. Is there any reason to do a higher tier besides giving more to support you? Any special benefits for the higher membership? Listen, I would love to. I would love to do that. On Twitch, they actually had these abilities. Like, for example, when you had a higher tier subscription on Twitch, you were able to do exclusive emotes just for those higher tiers. Sadly, at least from what I can see, YouTube doesn't have that stuff. YouTube is lagging behind Twitch in a lot of ways, and this is one of them, where I can't really provide higher tiered members anything good because they don't offer that ability through the site. I would love to have an exclusive 1 or 2 new emotes. They don't let you do it here for some stupid reason. You know, and some people have suggested, like, oh, what about private this, private that? That would never work. I've already explained this, that sadly, people who want that kind of thing don't realize the level of trolling that I get. The day that I opened a Patreon, like 6-7 years ago, my trolls came out publicly on the internet and said, well, if Phil ever has a piece of privatized content, if he ever decides that someone who's a patron of his is going to get something before anyone else, we will purposely pay to become a patron to steal the content and post it all over the internet. Therefore, there'll be no incentive to ever become a patron of Phil's. Isn't that nice of them, right? So, stands to reason, the same thing happens with something like this. Well, you know, they would just become a premium member, and if I were to say post up something exclusively for members, they would just fucking post it on the internet anyway, so everyone knows what it is. Okay? So, unless you have some ideas, I would love to hear your ideas, Krispy Kreme Knight. Like, if you have a suggestion, oh, I would like this to be a higher tier member, or I'd like that, I'm open to that. I'm completely and utterly open to that. YouTube basically just says you have to create these new categories, but doesn't really give any incentive to do them, you see? When I set up memberships here, they said, oh, you have 3 tiers by default. What are they and how much do you want them to be? Okay, I'll set them up, but I don't know what to put in them because YouTube doesn't have anything to offer. They don't give you that priority stuff like Twitch does. Like, Twitch has those special emotes and stuff. YouTube doesn't have it, man. Pretty stupid. So anyway, yeah, right now, if you do a higher, I think it's called a super supporter and an ultra supporter rather than just a standard supporter. Yeah, those tiers are more expensive, and I get more support from them, obviously, because you're paying more for them. So it helps me out more, and I appreciate those who are currently doing those higher tiers, because there are quite a few people who are. However, You don't get any extra benefit because right now there's no way to even do one. Unless someone has an idea of something that I could do that wouldn't be spoiled by a troll, I'm not even sure what I could look into. But again, I'm totally open to that. How do you send a super chat? Someone just asked how you send super chats. I think that's right through YouTube here. If you're on the desktop version of the site, in the chat room itself at the bottom where it has things like emotes and stuff, I believe there's like a dollar symbol you can click on, and that opens up super chat options. On mobile, I don't know how it works. I've never used YouTube mobile once, so I don't even know what it would look like on there, okay? So thank you. Now, the news story I wanted to talk about is pretty hilarious. There is this guy on social media who is a 100% Xbox fanboy. He slams anything that has to do with Sony. He's a jackass, basically, okay? He still thinks there's a console war going on or some dumb shit like that. So as you guys know, the other day, there was a Sony event that presented all these games that are going to be coming out for PlayStation consoles. And of course, they showed God of War Ragnarok. And admittedly, a lot of people said, oh, it kind of looks the same as the original God of War. It doesn't look like it's advanced too much. And others are like, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Give me more of the same formula. If the game was so good, just add more content to it, right? And it should be great. This guy is such a jackass. He posts up, oh, take a look at this. God of War Ragnarok is literally the same as God of War 2018. They even reused the same animations. And he does an animation of God of War 2018 of Kratos and Atreus getting into a boat as they're setting off into the lake. And then he shows you that there's an animation that they showed in this trailer, this gameplay reveal or whatever, that shows Kratos and Atreus getting into a boat. The only difference is that the animation's been like reverse flipped or whatever, mirrored. But outside of that, it's the same animation that they used in God of War 2018. And he goes, man, it's the same game. They're reusing all the assets. All right? And I'm like, looking at this, and the entire internet is looking at this guy, and they're like, this guy is a fucking grade A asshole. First of all, God of War is not a PlayStation 5 exclusive. It's not. Would have been great if it was, all right? Admittedly, a lot of people would be upset if it were because they don't have a PS5. They wouldn't have been able to play it, which is very disappointing. We're in a very unique situation here. We've never been in this situation before. Almost a year out, people cannot buy the new game consoles that they want. They have the money for them. They want them. They can't get them. All right? A worldwide shortage because of COVID, because of scalping. It's pretty messed up when you really think about it. So because of this, the game is cross-platform. More people will now be able to enjoy it because it's not just about having the next gen console this time around. It's about just everyone wanting to experience the sequel we've all been waiting for many years, and it wouldn't be fair. People were locked out because they can't buy the console to play it on, you see? So it's cross-platform now. So guess what's going to happen when you make a game cross-platform? It's not going to look as good. The game likely would have looked way better than it's probably going to look if it ended up being a PS5 exclusive, but it's just not viable or fair right now. You're not going to sink this amount of time and money developing a game and then put it out on a console that people don't have or want and can't get. That's ludicrous. Why would you do that? That's stupidity, right? That would be really dumb to say, oh, let's make an insanely popular AAA franchise, the sequel everyone's been waiting for, and put it on a console you cannot buy, right? That's number one. So being cross-platform, you have to expect it's not going to be all mind-blowingly new. Number two, every fucking time a game studio makes a sequel, they reuse assets. I can't think of a single time of a game sequel that doesn't reuse assets. Really? Really? I mean that. Like, even games probably Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2, I guarantee you they reused a ton of assets. Any fighting game, they always reuse assets. I mean, this guy complaining about this in 2021. How about if he lived in the 1990s, where every time Capcom released a new fighting game, they used the same sprites over and over and over? The sprites from Street Fighter Alpha were literally used in the entire Alpha series in all of the Versus games, okay? Every Street Fighter Versus game ever, starting with X-Men vs. Street Fighter, all the way through Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And some of those sprites were also reused again in other spin-off games. So you're talking, like, the same sprite was probably used in, like, 10 fucking fighting games. And no one complained. People were just happy to get a new game that was fun to play. People weren't nitpicking little shits. Entitled little douchebags, you know? So it's hilarious to me he's showing this animation side by, oh, it's the same animation to get in the boat. Well, what do you want Kratos to do? What logically should the God of War do when he gets into a boat? Should he do a double somersault in, right? Should he maybe do a pirouette, a handstand, maybe a cartwheel, right? Maybe he'll hop on one foot and do a fucking swan dive in. Like, what are you, a jackass? What do you think a person does when they get in a boat? If you get in a boat today and you get in a boat tomorrow, are you going to get in a completely different method? Today when you get in your car, are you going to go in ass first and tomorrow you jump in face first? I mean, what are you talking about? You're a fucking idiot. Seriously. I mean, what a jackass. Okay? It's just stupidity to say dumb shit like this. Alright? Now, admittedly, if you get God of War Ragnarok, and 90% of the game feels like God of War 2018, then there is a problem. What I feel is for God of War Ragnarok to be a successful sequel, what they need to do is add enough new stuff and innovation. Yes, that would include new combat mechanics, new animations, improved graphics. I want a third weapon at the very least, if not a fourth. Because right now, the axe and the blades of chaos are great or whatever. Excuse me, the chains of chaos are great or whatever. But, no, they are the blades. I got confused. This is the blades of chaos, right? Yeah. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart on that. But those two weapons were cool, but I want more. Give me 2, 3, or 4 weapons. That way you have some real variety. And now actually, if the game has 4 weapons, it would actually feel like the old God of War games. Because remember, in the old God of War games, you always had a giant array of weapons to swap between on the fly. You do giant combos sometimes. You know, grab them with the chain, pull them down, hit them with the hammer 3 times to get rid of their armor. Then you pull out, another weapon when you wail on them for high damage or whatever. That's how it always was. It's the Blades of Chaos and the Chains of Olympus. And those are connected, right? The Blades of Chaos on the Chains of Olympus is what he's using. I think so. But anyway, you see my point. They could definitely have cool innovations if they add a couple more awesome weapons, I feel. Okay? I want that. Absolutely. I don't want just the same combat from the first game again. That would be boring to me because we've already been there, done that. You know what I mean? I definitely want new enemy types, and they've already announced it's going to be the 9 worlds, the 9 realms you're going to go to. There were 6 realms in the first game. This game will have 9. So apparently there'll be even more content in the first game, which is outstanding. I want some of the same stuff from the first game. Remember the Valkyrie battles? So I hope that they have optional boss fights like that in the game. They don't have to be the Valkyries. You already beat them. But have it to be something different, right? And what I really liked about the first game was the open world exploration, the puzzles, and all the things that you could find if you really explored. Some of the optional areas were some of the most fun areas of the game. And also, you really want to know what I want? Not the same mini-boss 17 times. Because that giant troll with the column, you fight him so many times in the God of War. That was my one major complaint of the game was why was there not enough variety type in the enemies that you're always fighting the same mini-boss over and over? That was frustrating. Okay? So there's many ways they can improve, and I feel that they hopefully will. I mean, they may not, but these are the things that people should be bringing up. Okay, here's the opportunities for improvement, and this is what we want to see in the game. When you nitpick the fuck out of a game and say, oh no, the boat animation is the same, you are detrimental to the gaming community. And I mean that. Because when you complain about shit like that in a public forum, and you have people who follow you and actually believe the shit you say is important, you're going to have people looking for the dumbest shit. And would you rather have a game that has all this great innovation adding to it, or, oh, I made a new animation to get in the boat? I want them to focus on what's important. The boat animation works, and you don't need a new one. Right? You don't. I don't want to fucking see a new animation every time it gets into a vehicle or a boat or something. I want meaningful improvements. I don't want the game devs who are probably already working their asses off to make this game great, wasting their time on something that adds no actual quality to the game. Just because some jackass on the fucking internet with the fucking following on Twitter decided to complain about it. He's an asshole. Okay? So for me, that's what I'm looking for, and I think this guy's an ass, and the whole internet pretty much agrees. I mean, people small and large have all come out and said, this guy's a moron, don't listen to him. This is not what we should be looking at. This is not important. Okay? Okay. All right. Let's get back to shout-outs. Mango Chutney tipped me $2, said you may want to reconsider what perks people get in regards to memberships as compared to other channel memberships. What you're offering is nothing. No Discord access, no private streams or gameplay sessions, nothing. All right, and I've already told you why. Because I have a group of trolls who ruin everything. If I didn't have stalker trolls who literally go out of their way to ruin everything I do, then I wouldn't have to worry about that. But the moment I open a Discord, you'll have trolls going in there and fucking with it. The moment that I try to do a private stream or a private video, they would share that link with the internet, and therefore there's no point to being a member at all. I've already explained this, so Mango Chutney, you're completely off base. You cannot compare me to other content creators in this capacity because they don't put up with what I have to put up with. All right? If they did, they likely would have quit a long time ago. All right? So I think it's time to take a step back and stop being unfair and being so judgmental to what it is that I do versus other content creators. How about this? How about we make this comparison? How often do those other content creators stream compared to how much I stream? Huh? Do they stream 6 days a week full time and only have 1 day to spend with their families? What kind of content do they put out? Are they constantly having to shill and advertise and do paid content streams to make ends meet, and I don't? Right? I think I'm a little different than them. So I think it's time for you to shut up about this shit. And I mean it. Like, I'm tired of the unfair comparisons. I'm tired of people who want to say that, oh, Phil just doesn't try and Phil just doesn't do this or that. You're full of shit. I try as hard as I can with what's available to me when I'm stalked by a group of hundreds to thousands of losers on the internet who go out of their way to ruin everything that I try to do. I have to have limitations, you understand? I would absolutely love to do charity stuff. I can't. It would be ruined immediately. I'm not stupid. I know that these people will go out of their way to ruin shit. You know? I'm not dumb. So it's time to stop with the shit. It is. It's time. If you want to compare apples to apples, compare apples to apples. Oops, you can't because there's no one out there like me. I'm in a unique situation, and it's time for you to start understanding that instead of making these really unfair demands and comparisons. It screams ignorance. It does. But then again, I'm absolutely sure that you're not one of my regular supporters. You're probably someone here just to come and try to stick it to me, you know? Or else you'd give an obvious suggestion that's possible. You know it's not possible for me to have a Discord. I've already explained why I can't do private streams or gameplay sessions. So you're out of luck. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. Oh, we have some YouTube contributions before we go on break here. Let's see. It didn't update. I gotta refresh it. Hold on. I was having issues with this queue last night. It wasn't refreshing live. It was annoying me. Yeah, what the hell? It didn't update. What the hell? There's definitely 2 super chats that came in. And they're not showing up in my queue. Maybe I have to completely log out and log in again or something. Let me see. Hold on. I wonder what's going on here. Let me try to figure this out. I don't know what's going on with it's my Streamlabs. Okay. Streamlabs.com. Go to the dashboard. Okay. Is it logged in as YouTube? Or is it logged in as Twitch? It should be logged in as it's logged in as YouTube. Okay. Alert box, live notifications. Oh, did they change something? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I think they did. I'm pretty sure they changed stuff. And because they changed it now, it's working differently. So how am I going to do this now? Why would they have done this? Like, this is stupidity. They changed it overnight and changed the whole thing. So the window that I used to have a window here called recent events. Okay. It doesn't work anymore. It's not updating. It hasn't updated for 15 hours. So all you guys' contributions are not capturing in this thing because they updated it overnight stupidly. And basically, I think they disabled this one. It certainly looks that way because I'm not seeing anything new being added to this. All right, and I got this sucks. I don't have to figure this out during the fucking stream. Why they gotta change shit without giving notice? Stupidity, man. So I don't even know where to go now. Where do I go to get recent events? Because there's alert box, so this shows you all your different alerts. So they're all activated, and it's working, but where do I go to see the most recent events? Analytics, perhaps? Maybe it's analytics. I think it is, actually. I think if I scroll to the bottom of the screen, it still didn't update. What? This has not updated in 15 hours. Is Streamlabs down or some shit? This is bad because now I can't keep track of your contributions because it seems like Streamlabs is fucked up. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm staring at it and it's just frozen. See, the thing is, I would love to use Stream Elements for everything. I can't. When I was trying to use Stream Elements and YouTube, it didn't work. It wasn't capturing your contributions at all. It glitched and stopped working, much like it looks like this is now. Yeah, according to this, there has not been any contributions via YouTube in 15 hours, which is completely false. I don't even know what to do to fix this. Like, I'm going to try logging out and logging back in. I doubt that's going to work. Yeah, look. Today's donation, 0. Today's subscription, 0. Like, it all says 0. It's wrong. And like I said, this is all working up until last night. And all of a sudden, in the middle of last night's stream, I noticed all of a sudden it wasn't capturing all the super chats. And I was like, gee, I wonder why it's not doing that. This is so weird. It's claiming, when I clicked on it, it's claiming we got a new subscriber at 10 a.m. No, we didn't. There was no new sub today. Oh, wait a minute. Subscribers. Oh, that's different. So it seems like one of two things happened. And it could be on YouTube's side, or it could be a Streamlabs issue. Because sadly, this happens with YouTube all the time. YouTube will change the way that it delivers data without telling anyone. And then everything breaks. And that's happened to me where they Alright, I might have to use a different thing to do this from now on. I may be able to use this window to do it from now on. I might be able to use actually just YouTube to do it from now on. I'm going to try that, because if Streamlabs is completely broken, there's nothing I can do about it. I'll leave it on for now to see what happens. Thank you, Rebel, who just sent me a nice super chat there. I'm going to read it out. But yeah, this blows. That looks like the entire thing is broken down. That didn't show up either. Yeah, it looks like literally overnight, the link between Streamlabs and YouTube is broken, and it doesn't work at all. So, let me think how I can get this working. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get this working. I would have to go to a monetization tab here, like this. Supers, they call it supers. And I would have to go to see all. And here it is. So I wonder, can I break this out as its own window? Let me see. Yes. And then can I minimize this to fit over here? Yes. Oh, this is actually working out well so far. Well. Well, it's not working as well as I want it to. Let me see here. Yeah, I can't scroll up and down right now. Let me try refreshing. Can I refresh this window? Perhaps if I resize it from the get-go. Yeah, this sucks. This does suck. I can't scroll up and down unless I go all the way out here. Look at that. How weird that is. All right, the good news is I can scroll. Okay. I think I got it working, and this one's going to be based straight out of YouTube. So in this regard, I should be able to read it straight out of YouTube. The problem is we may not have pop-ups working anymore. From what I'm seeing here, it looks like there was a huge disconnect from, like I said, between YouTube and Streamlabs. Streamlabs doesn't think that there's been any activity since yesterday, which is false. I'm going to have to use a new window now, the YouTube window itself, to track super chats, super stickers, and memberships. So here we go. So we start off with Mouth Drooling Moron did a super chat and says, will you fly over Manhattan tomorrow and flight sim? No, I already did. We already did that. That was actually the very first flight sim stream I did. We flew over Manhattan, so I'm not doing that again. No. Then you did another super chat. He said, remember Pokemon Sword and Shield controversy with its high-quality animations? Yes. Everyone completely shat all over Pokemon Sword and Shield, said it looked like shit, and the animations were terrible. And by the way, it sold like hotcakes. So to the common person, it didn't matter at all. It was just the nitpicking assholes who didn't like it. Okay. Rebel just did a $10 super chat. Says, you know, I once was a detractor, but I watched it go too far. I watched a man take unnecessary blow after blow, even when they attacked his family in personal life. Phil earned my sub and subsequently my respect. Well, thank you, Rebel. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And I would hope that more people over time would do exactly as you've done and give me a chance. Because that's all I'm asking for. Listen, you watch my stuff, you don't like it. But you watch it at face value and give it a chance. That's way better than just being a part of this circle-jerking club of toxic shit, right? Alright, so anyway, the good news is I can still see your contributions. When they come in, I'll see them in a queue, and then what I'll do is I'll open up the YouTube page and I'll shout them out. But right now, the pop-ups aren't going to work at all, because for some reason, it looks like the Streamlabs link broke, and there's no way to fix it. I'm logged into YouTube in Streamlabs, and it's claiming the last contribution that came in was last night. So what that tells me is the data that YouTube used to send out for this doesn't work anymore. They changed something internally, and I almost guarantee you Streamlabs probably isn't working for many people if this is the case. Okay? What I could try to do is I could try to get Stream Elements working again, but I tried that, and when I jumped from YouTube to when I jumped from Twitch over here back to YouTube, I tried using Stream Elements. It only worked like 5 minutes, and then that broke too. Same exact thing that happened with Streamlabs now. It happened with Stream Elements 5 minutes in. So I don't know what's going on, why these things are not working. What I'll do is today we'll have to do it this way. If Streamlabs starts working again, great. If not, I'm not sure what else I can do. The only pop-ups we're going to have is for tips, which sucks, obviously, but there's not much I can do about that, you know? Okay. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, oh, hold on. TX Shooter just did a super chat. What do you think about them making a new Matrix? I don't know. Oh, look, wait a minute. That one just worked. What the? Wait a minute. How is it working? No, what the hell? They just started working again. What is... Yo, what is going on? They just started working again. Now Rebel just updated, and now TX Shooter's super chat just showed up in Streamlabs. What the heck? You see what I mean? This has nothing to do with me. So anyway, so TX Shooter did a super chat, says, what do you think about them making a new Matrix? I'm not really in love with the Matrix or anything anymore. Like, I liked the Matrix a lot in the 90s, but now I don't really think about it that much anymore. I don't know if the movie will be any good or not. I guess we'll have to see. Alright, but, you know, just like everyone, I'll reserve judgment until we see more about it. Nathan Sakara did a super chat. He says, easy for people to say you don't do this or don't do that with every single thing you do being under a microscope. I can understand. Yeah, and again, listen, I would love to do, when I first started with Patreon, hold on. My first thoughts when I started with Patreon, this, by the way, this is way before I was a full-time streamer, so that's why I'm talking about Patreon and not about, for example, higher tiers of membership. But when I first started with Patreon, my first thought was, oh, we could do some, like, early access content. We could do some exclusive content that'll be timed. Those who are patrons of mine get it early, and then everyone else can get it after, like, a day or two. I was thinking about, this was back when I used to do game reviews. Oh, maybe I'll release a game review first for the patrons, and then a day later, everyone else gets it or whatever. But like I said, the moment I announced that, people outright came out and said, well, guess what? We're going to ruin that for you. Because we can. We're going to ruin it for you. We're going to make it so that, you know, we're going to post your shit up everywhere. We're going to rip your content illegally. We don't care that we're breaking the law. We're going to just do illegal shit to you so you can't succeed. Wow. Okay. That's just nice, right? You know, and I put up with this every day, man. Every day. There's stuff that other content creators can do that I would like to do, and I can't do it. Because these people are fucked up. You know, and nothing I can do about it. I just got to kind of put up with it. It sucks ass. I don't like having to put up with it, but that's my life, you know. Alright, so the good news here is, apparently Streamlabs magically started working again. Alright? Guys, let's take a break. I gotta use the bathroom. I've had to use the bathroom for like 25 minutes. And I was like, we're gonna get to it eventually. I know we are. Alright, let's take a break. Alright, when I come back from break, it is more Life is Strange. Life is Strange True Colors. Should be interesting to see how this pans out. Hope you guys are excited like I am. Alright, and I'll be back. Recommend you grab a drink or a snack, use the restroom yourself, do whatever it is you need to do. And I'll see you in a bit. Thank you guys very much.